What if one country stretches across almost every climate zone on Earth, from extreme deserts to massive glaciers? This is Chile, a country that probably stretches over 4,000 kilometers along the western edge of South America. Its unusual shape makes it one of the longest and narrowest countries on Earth. Because of this, the climate probably changes dramatically from north to south. In the north, Chile is home to the Atacama Desert, considered one of the driest places on Earth. This region is probably one of the most extreme deserts on the planet. Large parts of it are covered in salt flats and mineral-rich ground. Some areas there probably receive almost no rainfall in an average year. The air is so dry that clouds rarely form over this region. In some places, the terrain is often compared to other planets. But far to the south, Chile's landscape changes completely into a cold and icy environment. This region is home to massive ice fields that stretch across large areas of land. These glaciers slowly move over time as layers of ice build and shift. In some cases, large sections of ice break off and collapse into the water. In recent years, some glaciers are estimated to be shrinking over time. The combination of mountains and ice creates one of the most dramatic landscapes in South America. It's a complete contrast to the dry desert found in the north. Chile is dominated by the Andes Mountains, which run along its entire eastern border. These mountains are probably the longest continental mountain range in the world. They stretch for thousands of kilometers across the western edge of South America. In some areas, these peaks rise to extreme elevations. This mountain range probably formed due to tectonic plates pushing against each other. Over millions of years, this pressure pushed the land upward. Today, they form a natural barrier that separates Chile from the rest of the continent. Off the western coast of Chile, the Pacific Ocean drops into one of the deepest trenches on Earth. At the surface, the ocean looks calm and endless. But beneath the surface, the seafloor drops dramatically. In some areas, it is estimated to reach depths of over 8,000 meters. This trench probably formed where one tectonic plate moves beneath another. Over time, this movement created a deep and narrow trench along the coastline. It forms a hidden boundary between the continent and the deep ocean. Between the Andes Mountains and the coastal range, Chile has a long and fertile central valley. This region probably has some of the most productive land in the country. The climate here is probably more moderate compared to the extreme north and south. These conditions allow a wide variety of crops to grow. Over time, this valley became a key area for development. It stretches across a large part of central Chile. This area creates a strong contrast with the harsher landscapes found elsewhere in the country. In northern Chile, the Atacama Desert is also known for having some of the clearest night skies on Earth. The air here is extremely dry and clouds are very rare. Its high elevation and dry atmosphere probably reduce light distortion. Because of this, major observatories are built in this region. The sky here is so clear that distant stars and galaxies become easier to observe. In many places, light from space passes through the atmosphere with minimal interference. It creates one of the most ideal places on Earth for observing the universe. In southern Chile, the coastline becomes extremely complex, breaking into fjords and thousands of islands. These fjords are deep coastal inlets surrounded by steep mountains. The region is also filled with countless small islands spread across the coastline. This creates one of the most fragmented coastlines in the world. These fjords were probably formed by glaciers carving through the land over time. Many of these areas are extremely remote and difficult to access. It creates a landscape that looks more like northern Europe than South America. In northern Chile, the Salar de Atacama is one of the largest salt flats in South America. The surface is covered with thick layers of salt, forming a bright and dry landscape. Over time, the salt forms unique patterns across the ground. In some areas, shallow water creates mirror-like reflections. These water sources probably come from underground and seasonal flows. The salt flat stretches across a vast area in the desert. It creates a landscape that feels both harsh and visually surreal. Along the western coast of Chile, a powerful cold ocean current flows northward through the Pacific. This current carries cold water from the southern regions toward the equator. It moves along the entire length of Chile's coastline, shaping the surrounding environment. Because of this cold water, coastal regions often remain cooler than expected for their latitude. It is probably one of the key reasons why nearby regions like the Atacama Desert remain extremely dry. The cold water limits evaporation, reducing the amount of moisture in the air. This ocean current quietly shapes Chile's climate without being directly visible. Chile is one of the longest and narrowest countries in the world, stretching along the western edge of South America. From north to south, it extends for more than 4,000 kilometers along the Pacific coast. Despite its length, the country remains relatively narrow, often measuring only a few hundred kilometers across. In the north, the landscape is dominated by extremely dry desert conditions. In the central region, the environment becomes more moderate and suitable for agriculture. Further south, the climate shifts again, becoming colder and wetter with more rugged terrain. This long shape creates a wide range of environments within a single country. From extreme deserts in the north to cold fjords in the south, Chile shows how one country can contain a wide range of landscapes. Its unique shape and location along the Pacific Ocean probably play a major role in shaping these conditions. And even with all these extremes, there is still much more to explore beyond what we've seen. If you found this interesting, there are many more places around the world with surprising geography.